Hello everybody and welcome back to Expert Examiner IELTS. My name is Glyn and in this video we're going to do some more writing. This time we're going to do IELTS Task 2. Very simple, discuss both sides and give your own opinion essay. Let's take a look at our simple question. Some people believe that in a city the best way to travel is by car, while other people argue that bicycles are a better way of traveling in a city. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So of course, like all essays, 250 words, at least 250 words. So what is the main theme? Transport, getting around in a city. And more specifically, the 2 points we have is what traveling by car or taking the bike. Okay, so I'm going to approach this. Of course, I'm an L1 user of English, right? English is my native language, my first language. And so I have a lot of grammar, a lot of vocab, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. But the purpose of this, I want to just show you the simplicity of ideas, how we plan, how we write, and then how we check at the end. So I want simple, simple, simple. I'm not going to use very difficult language. I'm only going to try to use simple language, but topic related language. I'm also not going to use all of my grammatical range. Obviously I have a full grammatical range, but I'm not going to do that because I know most people who write IELTS, they have maybe an English level of upper intermediate, but they have a writing level of intermediate, or they have an English level of advanced, but they have a writing level of upper intermediate. So I only want to show you the structure and how we keep ideas simple. So first of all, I'm going to make my plan. So I know my intro is going to be an overview plus a general statement, reference to the question, and my intentions, my thesis statement. My body one, I'm going to talk about pros of traveling by car. Body 2, I'm going to talk about the pros of traveling by bicycle. And in the conclusion, I'm going to summarize my ideas and express my opinion. So, approaching this task, I now need to think of some pros of traveling by car. Okay, now I'm going to just do a quick brainstorm. I'm probably only going to choose 2 of these ideas, but what are the pros of traveling by car? Okay, faster, weather, okay, kids, elderly relatives. You can have passengers in a car. Anything else? Safety. Well, is it safer to travel by car? Certainly is. If you get hit by a bike. But okay, I'm brainstorming. I don't need to evaluate my ideas yet. Maybe I'll think of one more pro of traveling by car. Okay, sweat. It's kind of a negative of traveling by bike, I guess. You travel by bike, you sweat a lot. Travel by car, you don't. Okay, pros of traveling by bicycle. Again, I'm not going to mention all of these in my text. I'm just trying to brainstorm some ideas. Okay, environment, health. Really difficult to think of anything else. It could be more fun, I guess, perhaps. Let's maybe break health down into physical and mental. It's fun. Anything else? It's cheaper. Cool. All right, so I have 5 ideas for traveling by bicycle. It's good for the environment, it's good for your physical health, it's good for your mental health, it's fun, and it's cheaper. Okay, so those are my ideas. Now, which ones do I think are the easiest ones to explain? Safety, that's debatable, right? Because, you're traveling at higher speeds, and so maybe that's not a great one. So I'm going to take that one out. Sweat, Don't want to bother. Weather seems easy. Talk about the weather. And it's faster. Cool. Those are the two most obvious pros of traveling by car. And so those are the two I'm going to work with. Pros of traveling by bicycle. Okay. Cheaper is an obvious one. Yeah, especially with the rising costs. But a lot of good ones here. Health, environment, and cost. Do I have enough vocab to talk about the environment? And that's a question I don't ask myself as, Glyn, the teacher, Glyn, the L1 user of English. But as a B1 user of English, I might think, well, once I have to talk about the environment, I need to know lots of words like pollution or emissions or carbon or climate change or something like this. So I might have a problem talking about the environment because I might not know enough words to talk about it. So I'm going to focus on health, and I'm going to focus on cost. Those are two easy advantages for me to speak about. So I'm not going to mention the environment, although it's an obvious answer, but I don't know enough words about it, and fun just doesn't seem very academic. Okay, so now I have my pros and cons. I can start writing. So intro should be a general statement. In today's world, apostrophe Glyn. In today's world, one has a number of options to choose from with regards to. We're all okay with regards to. In today's world, one has a number of options to choose from with regards to traveling around a city. Some believe that. Do we have some believe that? Some people believe that. Some believe that traveling by car is the best option, while others believe. What do we have there? Other people. Okay, others believe. Maybe change believe to. We have believe once. Others claim. Claim might be too difficult for B1. I want to get this text that perhaps a B1 could write. While others, we've had argue, state. Let's make it even simpler. Say. While others say that bicycles have. Say that traveling by cycling, maybe. While others say that cycling has more advantages. This essay will discuss both sides and explain why choosing cars is still. So we've had the best option. We don't want to repeat the best option, and explain why choosing the car. That article is difficult for people. Choosing cars is preferable. But will a B1 no preferable? Probably not. Okay. Is better. Okay, let's keep it really, really simple. In today's world, one has a number of options to choose from with regards to traveling around the city. I have a double L in traveling because I'm British. Americans have it with one L. Some believe that traveling by car is the best option, while others say that cycling has more advantages. This essay will discuss both sides and explain why choosing cars is better. Great. Simple, simple, simple. My language isn't amazing on purpose. Okay, so now we're going to get to cars. Advantages. The main advantage of cars is that they are faster. If I need to travel a distance, okay, keep it simple. If I need to travel 10 kilometers, I can do this in a car in about 10 minutes if there is no traffic. Traveling the same distance on a bicycle would take, I don't know how fast you can travel on a bicycle, 20 kilometers per hour, maybe 30 kilometers per hour. So let's say it would take twice as long. Okay, you might not know twice as long as a B1 would take more than 20 minutes. Again, very simple language. If you are B2, if you are C1, you can choose to make this more difficult for sure. But the main advantage of cars is that they are faster. If I need to travel 10 kilometers, I can do this in a car in about 10 minutes if there is no traffic. Traveling the same distance on a bicycle would take more than 20 minutes. Same distance on a bicycle, however, would take more than 20 minutes. Additionally, everyone knows additionally, I hope. Additionally, you can travel by car in any weather. But if there is heavy snow, but if it is very windy or rainy, it can be extremely uncomfortable to cycle. Okay, so I have a short one here. So I notice because my ideas are so simple, my language is simple, my paragraph is quite short. How many words do I have here? Do I have 125? Let me check. 120. Okay, I'm going to keep it like this. However, there are some advantages to traveling by bicycle. Firstly, cycling is cheaper than driving because you do not have to pay for fuel. True. What else is cheaper? Furthermore, if your bicycle breaks, it can be you can repair or replace it If your bicycle breaks, you can repair or replace it quickly and cheaply. This is not possible with cars. Secondly, cycling is a great, it's a great form of, cardiovascular exercise. Do you know that? Perhaps not, but it's a great form of exercise. Secondly, cycling is a great form of exercise. And exercising is good for both physical and mental health. Driving, on the other hand, can be really stressful, especially if there is a lot of traffic. Look how simple this language is. Anyone who's B1 can do this. Anyone who's B1 can do this, more or less. With some mistakes, I accept. In conclusion, while there are benefits, okay, maybe you don't know there are benefits to something, so I'll make it easier for you. While, certainly learn this use of while traveling by car and bicycle, both have benefits. I believe that cars are the best option, especially I want to summarize my points, so I haven't done that yet. So in conclusion, while traveling, okay, in conclusion, cars help us to travel quickly in any weather, but bicycles are cheaper and healthier. Cool. Now I've summarized my points. While both forms of transport have advantages, I believe that taking the car, okay, you might not know taking the car, I believe that driving is the best option, especially if you live in a place without much traffic. Okay, now is this the best essay in the world? No. It's a very, very, very simple essay. I imagine that I have 250 words. Maybe I need to add something to make sure that I have it. 241. I must write at least 250 words, so I'm going to add something. Maybe this paragraph is a little bit short, so I'm going to add something here. If I need to travel 10 kilometers, I can do this in a car in about 10 minutes if there is no traffic. Traveling the same distance on a bicycle, however, would take more than 20 minutes. Additionally, you can travel by car in any weather, but if it is very windy or rainy, it can be extremely uncomfortable to cycle. Therefore, traveling by car is a lot more reliable. Kind of makes it reliable, right? Doesn't matter what the weather is, you can travel. Doesn't matter the distance, you can travel. I guess that kind of works. So how many words do I have now? I'm aiming for 250 in total here. Of course, when I write my own super high level essays, I usually write 300, but this one is 250 exactly. Great. Let's just read through it. We want to check. We want to make sure that everything is fine. So I've checked my word count, 250, fine. I have a little space. I can add something if I want. In today's world, one has a number of options. Okay, maybe if you're a B1, you don't know one has, so we can change to we have. We have a number of options. Maybe you don't know a number of, maybe you know a lot of. In today's world, we have a lot of options to choose from with regards to traveling around a city. I hope you know with regards to. Every B1 should know this with regards to. Traveling around a city. Some believe that traveling by car is the best option, while others say that cycling has more advantages. This essay will discuss both sides and explain why choosing cars is better. So simple, so easy to understand. The main advantage of cars is that they are faster. What do you mean? Well, if I need to travel 10 kilometers, I can do this in a car in about 10 minutes if there is no traffic. Traveling the same distance on a bicycle, however, would take more than 20 minutes. Additionally, you can travel by car in any weather, but if it is very windy or rainy, it can be extremely uncomfortable to cycle. Therefore, traveling by car is a lot more reliable. However, there are some advantages to traveling by bicycle. Firstly, cycling is cheaper than driving because you do not have to pay for fuel. Furthermore, if your bicycle breaks, you can repair or replace it quickly and cheaply. This is not possible with cars. Maybe I'll just throw in a though to show the contrast. This is not possible with cars though. Secondly, cycling is a great form of exercise, and exercising is good for both physical and mental health. Driving, on the other hand, can be really stressful, especially if there's a lot of traffic. In conclusion, cars help us to travel quickly in any weather, but bicycles are cheaper and healthier. While both forms of transport have advantages, I believe that driving is the best option, especially if you live in a place without much traffic. So, this is such a simple essay. If I compare this essay to the average C1 user's essay, right? Let's say you have two students. You have student A, who is C1 or C2, and wants to use complicated ideas. They want to use complicated grammar. They want to use complicated vocabulary because they've been told by their tutor, hey, you need to use all of this difficult language. They probably get a 6 because their ideas are so unclear. And then you have student B, whose language is B1, but they have good strategies with clear, simple, understandable ideas. They write essays like this, and they get higher marks. Now, I'm going to give marks for this. Task response, 9. This is a 9 with task response. The ideas, the target reader is fully informed. I've done everything. I've spoken about both sides, and I've given my opinion, and I've developed and explained my positions very clearly. Task response 9. Okay. Coherence and cohesion 8. Why? Coherence is absolutely perfect. Everything is so easy to understand. Cohesion is, it's good, it's very strong. I have a lot of good signposting language in today's world. The main advantage starting there. However, lots of good things with lots of good variety and flexibility with contrast. I have this though here. I have on the other hand here, especially I have in conclusion, signposting language, but I don't have any of the higher level, perhaps the higher level cohesive devices, like in addition to somebody doing something or despite somebody having done something. There could be more variety and flexibility with cohesion. But as a cohesive text, it's very, very strong. Lexical resource. I think there's enough for a 7 there. Enough words to talk about the topic in general, but without anything really amazing. A little bit of repetition, traveling. So some repetition, traveling. But in general, enough vocab to deal with the task, and grammatical range and accuracy. 7. The accuracy is perfect. There are no mistakes here at all. But there isn't a huge range. There is a nice range of complex sentences, simple and complex sentences, nice range of sentences, but probably not enough grammar to get higher than a 7. Certainly in terms of the range of structures, not much. Pretty much everything is present simple, which is normal. I don't think there's any passive voice in there. There's no perfect or continuous. There's a little bit of modality, especially with can. No real grammar points that you would expect to see really in upper intermediate or advanced. The conditionals are simple first or 0 conditional. So grammatical range and accuracy 7. But what does this give us overall? Well, this gives us 7, 7, 8, and 9. So we are in between here. So this is 7.5 to even an 8.0. So because of the language, I'm just going to call it a 7.5. It could certainly be an 8. But look at this essay as a 7.5. Who needs more than 7.5 in their writing? Nobody. Nobody needs more than 7.5. So if you're an intermediate and you want to get a 7 or above, the focus should be on your task response to get a 9, your coherence and cohesion to get an 8. That's where your focus should be. Even if you are a C1 student, you can learn a lot from structuring an essay like this, keeping the ideas as simple as possible, keeping the language as simple as possible, taking minimal risks. Of course, if you want something higher, you might look for areas where you can add extra stuff. But for me, this is an amazing example of a simple essay that really anyone at B1, B2 with good academic skills, anyone can achieve this score of 7.5, which is the upper end of advanced and is close to being proficient. Anyway, so I hope that breakdown helped you. I hope there was something that you could learn from there, no matter what your level. I am doing free writing feedback in the month of June, but June is almost finished and I'm still doing free practice speaking tests. If you'd like some writing feedback or if you'd like a practice speaking test, please do let me know. But for now, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much and bye-bye.